White Terror. Look at this book. The horror film from Obama to Trump. Oh. I just, a chilling look not only at the horrors we can't stop watching on screen, but also at the horrors we can't stop living off screen. So it says Dahlia Schweitzer, author of Going Viral. I can imagine that's in this book. With all the great horror films in this time period, I can imagine how thick the book would be, but who the hell knows? But we'll go right to this. The harnessing the horror genre for social critique. An interview with Mariama Diallo by Shaznad Mahmoud. Oh man, so you know that we're Whitey's in for it here. She's explaining how she was an undergrad student at the very prestigious Ivy League, Yale University, but she was disturbed by the term master. Once you see the quotation marks, you know you're in trouble. Obviously, it's an old term. It has a lot of meanings. Okay? But only one context is being focused on, and the term, how uncomfortable and inappropriate the term was. Okay, forgetting all historical context, forgetting that your university. Anyway, why am I going to? It has since been eliminated at Yale, so everything should be great. Right? Eliminating words and language is all part of the game. Right? Hey, Diallo's one of those Sundance success stories that characterizes the festival's reputation for boosting the careers of aspiring filmmakers. Right, Sundance, the indie films that cost millions of dollars. I showed you real indie films in December. You didn't do that yourself. You had help. Who said that? I just saw his name before. She won the short film jury prize in 2018 for her horror film Hair Wolf. What's this about? The story centered on a stylist at a black hair salon who contend with an unexpected monster. A white woman clients intent on sucking the lifeblood from black culture. Oh man, okay, alright. Horror is the genre that authentically she can speak it. In addition to Hair, she also wrote and directed another horror film, the short horror film White Devil. Oh man, we're just getting it here. Dramatizes a black woman's the vid experience, describing the relationship with her white partner. Hey, okay? They don't reveal the gender. Well, does it matter? Does it matter? Doesn't matter, does it? It matters when you look at domestic violence statistics. Anyway. And there's Regina Hall. She's starring in this film, this feature-length film about these black women who go to college and have to deal with this term, I assume. And there's like some kind of past going back to the Salem witch trials or something. Remember Regina Hall? Remember scary movie? I loved that. Was a great movie. She's in the movie theater, and she gets killed by the audience, like Caesar style, because she's talking through the movie, and the killer doesn't even have to do it. The Wayne's brothers are funny. So, and just like, I'm not picking on her, I'm not harassing her, so don't stop it. Okay? I'm just going over what's written here and giving my little commentary. Okay. Alright, so she's a native New Yorker, hey, with international roots, just like yours truly. Right? The mother was a professor in English. Alright, so this is a bourgeois person. Right, ooh. And so, I did an interview with her, right? About the film. Okay. You have a little interview here. Okay. I went to college where there was a position of master, a very residential college, and it was a term that was really normalized. Well, it wasn't. It's not becoming. It became. Okay. It's an old term. It wasn't normalized. It was normal. Well, tit for tat. I told you about that. So it was problematic. The incoming students would question it. Okay. As you can see, they have a lot of time at Yale. Right? It was kind of funny. I had to look at myself and question why it took so many years to take a good look at the position. Because most people understood the context of it. It wasn't meant to offend you. It's an old term in English. Okay. All right. So I don't have a master. Okay. Well, we all have masters apparently, don't we? I mean, if you look at the last couple of years. You're not in no one is in the control of their own, in the cockpit, let's say. You have said that during your time at Yale, right, there was an undercurrent of discomfort, unhappiness, alienation, isolation. Okay? It's right too. She's like, the fact on the face of it, a lot of my college experience was very pleasant, in spite of having a master. Right. It's like, yeah, life at a Ivy League university is really good. Is really fine. There was really not a big problem. Right. Uh, so she made a horror film with that. She felt like she didn't question that enough. And so here we go. Master, the members of the predominantly white tenure committee, right? Question whether she's qualified. How dare they? Isn't it? I assume this is like the normal tenure process, but anyway, and it's funny too. There's certain, they talk about there's certain the overrepresentation of whites. Meanwhile, I think that another group is probably overrepresented in these university. Uh, of course, I'm talking about the Asians. uh, and she talks about life in the university. These kind of self-made communities can really stand in the way of their own evolution, which is hilarious because a lot of the stuff, the genesis of a lot of the stuff that the corporations and the capitalists are putting on you is hatched in these universities that your middle class ass pays for. And she imagines, I imagine the Pilgrims, meaning the Native Americans during the cold winters. Obviously, Yale is in, like many of these schools in New England, right? It's such a place of strife and struggle. Yeah, like your ancestors' homeland is in a place of strife and struggle. All of ours is. That's what we're forged in as human beings. Right? As you can mention more than once about the Northeast and how cold it is. Like it just comes up more than once. It's interesting. This is the film. I guess it's an Amazon film. I don't know. I don't watch. I don't have any streaming, so just going through the rest of it. And she says here, with my films, I'm not trying to persuade or teach anybody. I'm not trying to talk about what's intriguing. I'm doing it. I go inside my own mind and put it out there. Actually, that is what an artist is supposed to do. Okay, unless you're doing it for money as a commodification. Yeah, the art you have to do it. It's a compulsion, right? It's like a madness. Camille Paglia mentioned that. I mean, you do it. You do it because you have to. If other people like it, hey, that's great. But it's interesting too. She talks about this group here that she's, of course, it's hugely important to me. Hey, you better say that. But I like how, and this is what I want to mention. The little thing I got from this that maybe I didn't get the first time. You see the way in which a well-meaning liberal will see the BLM in the news and want to engage with it, but not know how to navigate. Right? They're confusing. Okay, so from what I'm looking at here, especially this film here, and even the other ones that she had mentioned, the ones that she had done, there's an interesting thing that I keep telling you that a lot of these things are really just it's the upper class white people waging war against the masses of their lessers, the masses which are depleting population wise now. But her stuff seems to be focusing on the very white people that make it possible. Okay, so it's interesting who it's aimed at. Just like that movie Get Out, which I haven't seen, but I keep hearing the villains are liberals or something like that. So it's interesting how you could say that's something that we want more of, right? For them to go after their own, the people of their own class and their own, who are making this happen. But you know, uh, you don't really get that. At the end of the day, you can have some upper class, person just look at that and go, oh yeah, and then go on. Meanwhile, the actual physical results, the actual material results, all fall on you and me and our ass. So whatever. It was just interesting looking at the horror film. I can't imagine that this film is terrifying in any capacity. Um, but that's how it goes, okay? In a dying civilization, culture, I keep going back to the whole key is that will it really die and something new will come out, or will it be frozen like a zombie, right? That idea of living dead, civilization, the end of history, right? That's truly terrifying. Anyway.